Hey guys, welcome back to Max Soulstorm for Unification. I have a 1 vs 1 for you on Meeting of Minds. On the left side playing Harlequins we have MrBlueDude. On the right side playing MrBlueDude we have Mella. So it's been a while since I did a non-tournament cast, a regular cast, but is it that regular? I am joined by Mr Landshark.
Why, hi there, and we're going to try and make it as regular as humanly possible, but, you know, who knows what can happen. Maybe some strange things along the way for this cast.
Yeah, let's see. This was actually sent or shared by MrBlueDude, I think. I'm not really sure anymore. So let's see if it's going to be any good. I suppose so. He goes for the more or less standard 2 mimes into a trope portal, Great Harlequin and Harlequin trope. I would have liked to see 3 mimes on this large map to have a fast map presence. Whereas Mella, I know him from the UGL actually. He is quite a potent guy. Improved quite a lot. Has played MrBlueDude twice there as well. Going for 3 pleasure cultists on this map, which is very nice to see this. And the 2 warp turbines. So it's more or less the patented number economy boom. Let's see if he can execute it as well as number.
So I'm very unfamiliar with Harlequins, even though I've probably watched more Dawn of War casts than most people will ever do in their entire lives. But I've only seen a couple of Harlequin games, so I don't really know exactly what their main standard openings are. Could you help us out with understanding them a bit?
Well, there's my favorite opener, which is the mime spam, but this is basically the standard as it gets. You do not have generators, but you can see in his income that he has +H, so you have these power abilities on your LPs and your HQ, so he has used this ability and he's going for Great Harlequin into tropes. So this is basically, you could think of like your force commander in the Space Marines, so this is like the most standard way of going. Using the Great Harlequin, now doing some worker harassment, also pretty standard. Now the tropes, it's interesting if he leaves them without upgrades or gives some very good upgrades in the Temple of the Laughing God, where you can get like the confetti armor and the leap into combat, so very 2 important upgrades. But yeah, the Great Harlequin now going in melee with the Slash Note is nothing you want to have happen, because the Slash Note slows you, and yeah, once you are slowed, you see it, he will follow you, he will stalk you until you succumb Slanesh, I guess. So he's getting quite a lot of damage done on the LP, outside LP of the MrBlueDude. There are now Harlequins against pleasure cultists, so we have like crowd control galore. Both squads can do a lot of knockback. Let's see how this turns out. The Great Harlequin, I think. Oh, very nice. He used the Harlequin web brigade, which you can deploy to hide inside. Very nice.
So they're giving him the old bob and weave. I do quite like it. It's just like, yeah, okay, well, you know what? You might be able to kill me in close combat, but I'll just hide in the warp for a little bit until you get distracted by us. But yeah, okay, so Harlequins, they kind of like, well, kind of like a bit like the Imperial Guard, where you can bring these guys out early game, and they're a little bit kind of like okay-ish in Tier 1, but if you really, really want to get the most out of them, get a fair few upgrades for them in Tier 2, and then see them really crack on. We do see the Celestial Lord now being surrounded, question mark? Almost surrounded. They're thinking about surrounding him, but they're deciding against it because they know full well that the Celestial Lord is an absolute beast in close combat, so definitely going to avoid that. So it's odd engagement so far. No one's really lost too much. The listing post for Mella is still up. The center isn't really being held all that firm, and critical locations on both the north and south being captured by both teams.
Yeah, I have to emphasize how nice this with the web brigade was, because the Great Harlequin can pop in web brigades around the map for some resources which are timed, and then you can pop in and pop out of them. So he saved his arse basically. Her, I think it's a her, right? Her arse? Not sure really. So
someone's arse.
Yeah. Tier 2 is already halfway done for MrBlueDude, however, whereas Mella did a little hiccup on the build. You can see it, he has quite a lot of float. Built the barracks too late, and then will also build a Pursuit of Perfection a little late. So he was busy microing, and yeah, will have a late Tier 2 because of that. Whereas MrBlueDude also now building the Temple of the Laughing God. So he basically plays it like any standard faction, getting the armory, basically what it is, with your Tier 2 in a similar timing, allowing you to get the Tier 2 upgrades and all that, adding a second Harlequin trope, and probably we will see some trope upgrades coming in soonish, because if you go for 2 of them, you want to have the upgrades going, I guess.
Absolutely, that Pull of the Laughing God just about to finish, so we'll probably, like I say, see some upgrades for them. Now, the curious thing for me is, usually when the Emperor's Children get to the tier 2, they'll usually go for something like those... Oh, the Raptors, they'll go for the jumper units, which are insanely powerful in close combat, but can upgraded Harlequins beat them in close combat? I've not seen that matchup so far.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, especially with the upgrades, with the confetti armor and their jumping ability. I think you can win a fight against them. I mean, they have this mark ability and whatnot, but if you have some, let's say, mimes to help you out and stuff like that, there are now some noise marines coming in, but noise marines, I'm not sure. Yeah, they need to run away for now. They all need to run away. Tier 2 has started for Mella, I guess. Yeah, it's halfway done, so you need to buy some time. So let the tier 2 happen. I would also like to see some mime infiltration from MrBlueDude. It's very cheap upgrade and gives you quite a lot of utility. He does not go for special weapons for them, so he puts all the money in their tropes, having now the flipping belts, basically their jumping ability, and needs to get their armor upgrades, which is basically confetti armor that makes the enemy hit the confetti instead of you, so you have a chance of missing when you're trying to hit these ladies. And yeah, 2 models going down over here, but the 2 squads are still alive, now going for the point of access again. This time it shoots back, killing a lot of mimes. Will get probably the squad wipe if he's not microing. Okay, barely surviving with the squad, but now there are some noise marines. Noise marines in melee are not shabby at all, but you cannot hit back if you're knocked down, so let's see what goes. Some drugs on the pleasure cult is coming in, doing some big disruption. The point of access shooting all the time, so this is wow. He uses, what is his ability? To stun the building, but it does not work? I'm not really sure.
It's stunning the pleasure cultists. It's slowing them down somewhat.
Ah. Never seen this one in actually cast over here. So, okay, the pleasure cultists have an ability, but they would need their squad leader, wouldn't they? Maybe. I have to look this up later. This is interesting. Yeah, but tier 2 is now done as well. He goes for these warp talents, probably got the upgrade as well for them, getting now also the war machine warp portal, so he will have some vehicles out. What is the anti-vehicle option for the Harlequins now that they do not have their vehicle building? It's basically mimes with fusion guns, I think. A lot of tropes going down over here. Great Harlequin is still alive though. Not a lot of HP. Now bards being added. Bards are really nice. They're basically your apothecary you can think of, with 2 abilities. One increases your damage, one increases your health regeneration. Like they can sing 2 songs. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So they'll get along with the noise marines then. Everyone's singing songs towards each other. We've got some nice, lovely Michael Bublé being sung by the Harlequins, whereas, I don't know, some death metal from the noise marines. Now, it's interesting, like you say, mimes, you would normally see them have some sort of infiltration. You stick some fusion guns on them, and then when there's some argy-bargy close combat stuff going on in the middle, you then send the mimes on the flanks and start taking down some points of excess. But we're not seeing that at the moment. And, yeah, it's very odd.
Yeah, he has a lot of green money, however, MrBlueDude has, because he got the war plasma generator. And it looks like Mella is also going for the generator. Yes, he is. Keep in mind that the Colossal Turbine for Emperor's Children also only has half the income, so it's 20 instead of 40. A lot of confetti using tropes coming in, and against melee against these noise marines. You said they do some music and the bards will sing about over it, but I think these bards will win this over here. There's some also more confetti going on, not sure what that was. Maybe some grenades, hallucination grenades got researched. Now there's the fusion guns, but still no infiltration for now. Tier 3 is already finished for the Harlequins, so they have a really light tier 2 with some bards and yeah, nothing else. And I'm really confused. Their warp talents have finished for minutes now and haven't been used yet. There I say it and they come in, but they could have been used for some base harassment and whatnot way earlier. We have now also the Sonic Hell talent coming over here, but the fusion guns are already in focus. But I think, yeah, you need to run away. You have also the Dark Whale. Okay, tier 3. He could go tier 4 if he has enough resources now. resources now. Death Jesters being added here as well. Death Jesters is what the doctor ordered here. I think can deal with these warp talents in range combat, can flip to bright lances to deal with the Sonic Hell talents, and a lot of melee going on over here. And I'm not really sure who will win this. There's also, I think, some songs going on. This is the even more than the confetti. I think it was a song of healing, and now the return to the safety of their Dark Whale. Dark Whale is basically a warp gate which can also deep strike. So keep in mind that they can pop out of nowhere.
So some wonderful repositioning opportunities for the Harlequins here. But yeah, Death Jesters on the back lines with an incredible amount of damage. So hopefully the Harlequins can keep the warp talents at the well away from all the stuff. Got some big shiny stuff going on in those mines at the moment. But yeah, I think that the warp talents were held back a little bit because rather than coming out with the minimum amount of units, they came out with 5 models each. So I think they were just waiting for that critical mass of boys to spawn in the middle. And it did look like for a brief second that they were going to absolutely trounce these Harlequins. But that glitter armor, kind of like just throwing like a glitter bomb in someone's face, keeping them alive for as long as they can. And these let me say that again. These Jesters, God, that's hard to say. These Death Jesters, God, say that 10 times fast, are doing some incredible work over on here.
Yeah. I think the warp talents still are, okay, he was a little late on the tier 2s, but their warp talents have their biggest impact when they hit the field immediately. They can reinforce on the field. And yeah, there's a big generator, really juicy big generator, just standing here wanting to get sliced down, throwing some crack grenades at it, because you have these very cool crack grenades and there's no vehicles you can throw at them. So they are really, not using their full potential over here. Really nice fights, however, still. And yeah, the Dark Whale is out. There was the Solitaire being built. He's ready to be deep striked out. The Solitaire, interesting, has an ability decreasing morale of units, of any units, even friendly units around him. So he really wants to be on its own. Where is he being deep striked, however? I'm not seeing him on the map yet. There he comes, right in the back. Wow, look at this model. Wow, he's just flipping everybody around here. Nice.
Yeah, from what I understand from the lore perspective, Solitaires are basically your big, bad endgame level baddie of the Harlequins. This guy should be able to come out and just basically wreck face no matter who he goes up against. We have seen all the morale for the Harlequins being broke, but that's fine because the Death Jesters can just sit back and just take pot shots at these guys. One squad of Warp Talons have gone down. Now they can turn their attention to the Sonic Hell Talons as well. Kind of hard that both of them are called Hell Talons in some way, shape or form, but we'll take that. Never mind the naming problems here. And the Solitaire is still in the middle, having a grand old time, doing backflips and taking care of business.
Yeah, the one is the Warp Talent, one is the Hell Talent. A lot of talents going on here. 3 squads of Death Jesters. Some got bright lances now, so if they are now all in the Dark Whale, when they pop out somewhere in between or next to these Hell Talents, they can do big damage overall. Economies is like skyrocketing for MrBlueDude. Almost 200 rec, 80 power, 122. A big income on both sides. We see, what is he going for? Tier 3 is almost finished for the good old Emperor's Treasure, and Tier 4 is not yet being started for the Harlequins. A lot of Hell Talents, but there needs to be some Death Jesters out here fighting them. No, it's a base trade! Jesus Christ, how can I not see? They deep striked into the enemy base. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's incredible. And if we get that Dark Knowledge Palace down, well then they've got an extra 3 unit, haven't they? It's quite a decent unit, if memory serves. Infiltrate mimes to kill the Warp Machine portal. So like you say, it's a bit of a base trade, but I mean, what? Oh, these guys have now been transformed into Siphon Inceptors. I mean, I'm not. Do these do amazing damage against buildings? It does seem like it, but not nearly as much damage as the mass of Harlequins inside of Mella's base at the moment. So, quite intense stuff going on here.
Yeah, it's they get turned to Siphon Interceptors if you go tier 3 and go to the Lucius path. So he got for Lucius now, giving some Siphon Interceptors. Can they deep strike back, or what did they do actually? I'm not really sure, but they killed also some listening posts. And remind you, the listening posts are also your generators for the Harlequins, so that listening post is really hard to come back from, basically. And a lot of dead units now from the Harlequins. The deep strike in the base did not work as much as they would want it to. They didn't even kill listening posts over here. They killed a production building and maybe a generator, But overall, it's they haven't used their time well here, I think. The Great Harlequin is now busy on this point of access, but these Death Jesters now hitting some infantry with the Bright Lances is not the right choice. Tropes getting absolutely trounced by this Lord and Terminator armor. Even some Sonic Blaster emplacements are gonna be started here. So this attack went not as well as MrBlueDude would have wanted. Economy-wise, it was a big hit on the especially on the power side of things, but requisition is still very high. There's now the Intoner coming in, some more warp talents. I would have liked to see the grand amount of hedonism now that he got the Lucius path, also like the warp talent infiltration, but he's like crisis management now. The Dark Knowledge spells, will it go down before the Intoner will go out? Will it go down actually at all? Not really sure now.
That's also putting in some serious work. It was like the base trade wasn't really going all that well, and all of a sudden now things are starting to die. I'm not entirely sure what kind of flip the switch for the Harlequins, but they've managed to bring in some more stuff. I was going to summon some more boys on the back lines as well. We were all seeing from the what it was called, the stage support portal, a Mockingbird coming out, quite a decent vehicular unit, which normally when you've got all these warp talons on the ground, it's quite scary to bring out the vehicles, but with the warp talons being taken care of quite nicely, it's that Mockingbird's got free reign here just to come in and basically murder everything.
Yeah, some possessed Chaos Marines summoned by the Intoner. Intoner is really packing a punch here, not sure where she is actually. There's some House Claw agents coming in with their smoke stuff and everything, but smoke and mirrors, the Harlequins know all about it, so you will not surprise them. The Mockingbird, as you said, is really high, really good unit, but not if you park it right next to a commander unit and some possessed champions. You can just put it outside of the enemy base. It has like really long range. Not sure what the idea was to put it like into harm's way here. There's some more deep strike mimes this time coming in, but not sure if deep striking into the enemy base again and again is a good choice. Tier 4, however, finished now for MrBlueDude. Tier 4 nowhere near for Mella, as he has no grand amount of hiddenness. He's still crisis managing, I guess, killing this web brigade. He should right now killing some mimes. He's trying to build up his economy back up, but he's like, it's really like the Harlequin way. It's like, I'm attacking here, no, I'm attacking over here. So really nicely played. There's some more deep strike, more death jesters, more mimes, and yeah, they got in the warp Harlequin web brigade in the base, and then got in the dark whale and deep striked again. So yeah, you see the mobility, late game mobility of Harlequins in fruition. Mockingbird now again very inside. You can see it can jump out as well. Nearly died. Some Mockingbird coming in again, and yeah, not sure. The Emperor Surgeon seemed to be puzzled where to hit first. There's even now the Shadow Seer coming in using some debuffs. He has various debuffs which I do not remember right now what they all do, but you see now also the Mockingbird unloading the fury on these possessed ones.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's quite hard to keep up the Harlequins even from a casting perspective, so I can't imagine what's going through Mella's head at the moment. Every time you think the Harlequins are going to do one thing, or maybe they're going to all start dying, oh no, they've just teleported away and they've now come over somewhere else. Like, we've got some mimes still on the base. I mean, they're being blown up by the Sonic mines, but look at it. Mimes being killed by mines. That's another tongue twister right there. We've got the Celestial Sorcerer, who's, I don't know, maybe magic is the way forward here. Like, if you can't kill them with sword and board, may as well just zap them with warp nonsense. But Mella throws out the GG, and that is the game. Yeah,
that was actually quite a good game, I have to say. Interesting opener with the light tier 1, light tier 2 into a quick tier 3 for MrBlueDude. Nicely played from Mella. A little hiccups on the build order with the late tier 2. Normally you want to have tier 2 a little earlier with this, and then have also a light tier 2 into a fast tier 3. He got tier 3 but a little late, and can also have a lot of units against him. So a little talk around that the Dark Whale allows you to deep strike without vision, which is quite a trait to have. Yeah, but as we're finishing this game, Mr Landshark, you have a YouTube channel too, I think.
Yeah, I've got something like a YouTube channel. I do Unification, Ultimate Apocalypse, Vanilla, do a couple of playthroughs of other games as well, and it's all good stuff, so why not go over and check it out?
Alright, so with this, I would say as usual guys, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.
Peace.